fine as long as it's like centered, I think. Put that back to there. I don't know if you don't have one. And that one's got one. Okay, I think we might have like just enough chairs for this scenario if everything gets moved around appropriately. 2 colonists, Idle, Johnson, and Kit. Somebody must have latched onto... There's Dark Eye and Lauren. Okay, I kind of want to put like a dozen of these things around the place because we're gonna get like other resources and shit here. And I do want to like mine out the crap out of this place. But I'm not in like urgent rush for it. It's like it's a later issue. Scan underground steel. Nice. I don't need that just yet. Also, what quality are these? Excellent. Good. They're only marble. I know I made them marble. I probably should have made them silver. There's a masterwork in there. Okay, well, they're fine for the moment, I guess. I don't want them eating at this yet, but I definitely want the second kitchen up and running if I can. So it will allow me to probably store some meals and shit down here too. I was going to store the meals closest to my people. I also wanted at least one bench near the kitchen that actually has wood storage on it. But I will do that after I... The fuck was that noise? I'll do that after I like move where the current wood is being stored, because I've currently got in like the fabrication production room kind of thing. That's not where I want it to live, it's just where I've got it for the moment. I think I was going to do like that and biofuel refinery, but I'll have to do a different room for it. I'm going to want that air conditioner built too, as soon as they can, because honestly we'll have the issues with like overnight where I have like animals and stuff constantly in this space. So I think for the most part the kitchen is about as good as I can get it for the moment, with the exception of storage. Like if I could clear these couple of rooms out of storage for the moment, which they are slowly exiting it. If I said that they weren't allowed to have meals, let's just change that for a moment. Right, so no food in here to get tainted. If I just temporarily, if I can click on the floor, do I not have storage? Is that just color? That is just color. All right, that's fine. Look, I don't want anything on these benches. The reason why is I want to put a floor storage down with possibly additional corpse space, if I could. Clear everything. Only because I know I've got a lot coming. I want animal corpses. Yeah, animal corpses. Alright, cool. I basically want to copy that and shove that down here. Paste that. I've been trying to get all the blues and stuff, but we'll try that again. You can't always get like the color flooring you want. That's a good color. Get rid of that little nub of storage. I've been kind of going for like the blues and shit on this one, blues and purples and crap, and trying to avoid getting just like the standard pink storage. But at the moment I've got like standard pink storage in some places, so it will do. But if it allows me to save extra corpses into these 2 rooms, hopefully I'll have the spillover space that I need. And in the absolute worst case scenario is I can enable this temporarily if I have a lot. Because I don't really want to lose it. I want to try to get as much meat in here as possible. Which also, I guess I really do have to probably set up 4 to 10, 4 to 10. They've all got to be 4 to 10. I had a lot of the simple meals suspended because we were moving and I needed them to get the fuck off the bench. But yeah, I need to avoid them having extra space because I do want them to keep a surplus of just meat. You know, when like, you know, if you have enough meat, they'll just make excess and stuff, right? In this case, I want them to kind of have some excess meat so that my animals have food. Now, I don't mind having one bench that does it forever. That's fine. They'll slowly tick away at that. As long as I don't have like 3 in here. I don't really care what else I've got on it. Hold on, simple meals. Let's change that to 4. I knew one of them was fucked up. I also would really like to enable a couple of these benches to be either exclusively vegetarian or exclusively like carnivore meals, where they're making like simple meals, but they're making it with like X specific ingredients kind of thing, that would be great. And as long as everybody can cook on a bench, I don't mind, because I've got a lot of cooks and a lot of them are saying, oh, they can't do anything. Okay, I got 2 benches that say to do stuff forever. That is such a slow tick forwards. I don't mind. We'll add pemmican in there as a forever. If there's 2 benches and we're capped, I will have, like, if we're absolutely maximum capped at food, I will have 2 people in here kind of like slowly whittling away and like increasing it and stuff, but it won't be so fast as to like lose all the meat. I will lose a lot of meat though when my animals come, because like I've got to get the food back up to 4,000. We were close and then we lost 900 meals. These packaged survival meals, we've got like 1,700 at the moment, and they're eating them like continuously as they go, because I've offered that as a choice. They can have simple meals, pemmican, or they can have survival meals. The survival meals I'm mostly storing out here because I don't need to store that in the fridge. I also don't want to store it in like the general storage either. I will want to put probably fences on this eventually. Psychotic state because poor move, recreation stuff. Mate, we're working on that recreation room. I'll tell you what, it's not the worst room. Also, I want the color different. That is something. Hold on, let me get away from that. I don't know if I can just get this room's lighting. Maybe? Looks like I just got this room's lighting. Now, I don't want it to be that color. I could do like the light purple. That's not really a nice color. I think I looked at like the dark blue and I'm like, it's too hard on the eyes. Got a lighter pink. I think we had that at Quillen. Blue's terrible. Is there any... Oh, that's awful. I don't want it to just be bright white. I don't want it to be green. I don't want it to be so hard to look at either. I try to stay away from the reds. That's not too bad. I try to stay away from the reds mostly because whenever there's like butchering or there's blood on the ground, it's very hard to see. And I think this particular area, I think we're going to go a lot of blues and purples this time, which I'm kind of down for that, I guess. I like this kind of blues looking nice over here. I don't like this. I'll fix this later. Speaking of, we got lights in here though. So I do need to fix that up. I want this to be bright white though. Just a standard industrial production room. I need them to be just making blocks. Like, I'm not disrupting this room yet because I just need them to focus on build as many blocks as you can for this colony. And I've installed a lot of the benches. I've moved a lot of the stuff out. Any other thing I could do is I could install some of the stuff up the top. Strong beef. What the fuck you up to? I'd say that this is the colony of Asora. That's what the fuck this is. I don't know. Okay, man. I also need to get some fucking lights in here too. I kind of wanted to use just like standalone lights realistically, but I'll probably use wall lights, honestly. I'm off work today. Oh, nice. That's good. You got a day off. I'm not too familiar with your like work schedule. Oh, I needed that stretch so bad. Oh, that cracked like between my shoulder blades was great. She can still function, 150 people. Oh no, we've got 298 people. It's only 150 people in the caravan. I don't know. It's lack of mods, mostly. Like I think I pulled it up before. There we go. So I've got the core game. I don't have any DLCs and one of my mods isn't working, but that's my whole mods list at the moment. I'm not adding or removing any. I don't have any performance mods ones, nothing like that. But yeah, this is oh, I should probably put this further in. I should put it like this. This will work better. This is our 4th location we've moving to. So I'm in the process of building this place up as we speak and trying to get it ready to kind of be functional for when the rest of my colony arrives. Like, we've got a shit ton of beds just got built, and I've still got the rooms down here I've got to construct, and I think they've got most of the beds up through here. I just don't have walls everywhere, so I've got to go and put walls around the place. Mad respect for playing fully vanilla, no DLC. Yeah, I just haven't got bored with the vanilla game yet. That's really all it is. Like, I assume at some point maybe I will. And then I'll kind of like dabble into mods or something, or into DLCs or whatever, but I'm not bored with it yet. You know, I've only been playing RimWorld for like 5 years. So I think it takes me a bit longer than that. Like most of the games I play are vanilla. I also think I've got doors on like all of these rooms, so they shouldn't get trapped, I hope. They haven't done the back wall there yet. I think they should be able to access it. I need to fill these ones because I accidentally put doors on them. Yeah. I got confused at one point and I've got to put walls back. They haven't finished assembling that, that's fine. Xena's got confusion. Vanilla has so much content already without the DLC as the mods. Plus the game still kind of changes and shit when people like update the core game and stuff as well. There's a lot of mufflos in here. So yeah, there's always stuff changing. Like the 1.6 changed a few things. And yeah, the hardest part was like I had to move colony, which took like 5 months. So, you know, I couldn't exactly just like, you know, uproot myself off a 1.5 tile and be like, cool, we're done with this, let's get going, you know. I still had to like get all my people and all my animals and as much resources as I wanted and shit out of there before I could abandon that tile and stuff. So yeah, it's a little bit different than like the average RimWorld where you can be like, yeah, fuck this tile, I'm out of here kind of thing, and off you go. But I've only got probably maybe 8+ days. I reckon it's a bit more than that, but probably around about the 10 days mark before my colony, half my colony arrives here. And then I'm gonna want shit built. So if I enable stuff and people want to go build stuff, by all means, I've got the resources, they can go have fun. How do raids look for you? It depends. Mech raids are a piece of shit. I get like 40 odd like mechs just come in with flamethrowers, just set half my colony on fire. That can be a pain in the ass. I get like, hold on, what's the thing? I get like, you get like droners, manhunters, infestations. I get a lot of infestations because I'm always like digging and shit. Ships, let's see. What's we got in here? There's a thick bit in here. Ambush, enemy raid. Some of the raids can be interesting. Like sometimes you get like a triple raid. Sometimes it's just a raid. Sometimes my allies, I had it once where my allies sent me like 99 colonists to help. And I'm like, you fucking guys. You know, I wasn't even up for like the help. But I think I had like an elephant manhunter pack that I was just kind of like fucking around with. Because like I have like a shit ton of turrets. I'm working on installing those at the moment. We abandoned like hundreds at the last location because I just couldn't take them with me. Which reminds me, we got to build more turrets. But yeah, they kind of come in and get entangled with the turrets, and I kind of like deal with what's rest. And I mostly just like kind of skirt them around my colony for the most part. At the moment, because most of my colony's in a caravan, like what we had like a raid of like 30 odd against that earlier. But not all my colonists in that caravan have weapons on them. And at least one person died, which, you know, it's not really common for me to have somebody die, but it's fine. I do want to work on building armor here. Because, like, the best I got is helmets. And maybe some stuff that are bought. But I do want to make armor. So that they actually have stuff. That would be nice. So once they get this bottom row in, that should be the last of the turrets for the moment. Or all the animals are migrating to bed. Look at all the dots. You got the migration up the top, and we got the migration down here. I don't have enough animal beds at the moment. This is fine. I'll make some more down here and stuff later. I also need a door on this too. Hold on. I realized that my people will get stuck in here. There we go. Small songs of 6 to a fortress level colony. Well, that's what everybody kept saying. When my, not my last location, but my second last location kept getting glitched out. Everybody thought it was Dwarf Fortress. I've played a little Dwarf Fortress now, so I'm kind of a bit more familiar with it, but I can see why. I don't want those on the end corners, actually. Hold on. I want them dead center to these. I'll just move the other one out of the way in a moment. I don't think I can get a door to that. I can get a door on this side. This'll be what matters, is this side. I don't want these here. That will give me a kind of understanding of where I'm going with this. I need it to at least be an external shape with a frame inside that I could potentially just throw down beds. As long as they don't get stuck in it. But yeah, we've got like a shit ton of beds at the moment that are unclaimed. Oh, Choco got one. Neat. Oh, I wonder why she got the one down there. That's so far from everyone. Anyway, I've also got to put lights in there too. Who's starvation? Malbro, because mentally wandering? Nah, he's eating. He's fine. He's fine. There's the animals as well. Yeah, the animals, I haven't done a fresh count, but we've got like 300 in this caravan, and there's got to be at least 300 odd here as well, because there's like 90 odd muffaloes, and some of the others are in like the 40s and 50s and stuff, which I got to start culling some of those fuckers. I'll have to like set them up somewhere as well for that. I do still want like their chem fuel at the moment, but yeah, working on it. What is your CPU? I have a specs list. Hold up. There we go. That's all my current specs and stuff. Although RimWorld doesn't pose much of a problem in that sense with like CPU. I am having other issues with my computer where I've just upgraded to Windows 11 and it's basically having a stroke about it in my streaming capacity and stuff. And I do have like a list of like a new computer I'm trying to like work towards over like the next year and stuff, because I will bring in I'm working on a live 2D avatar that eventually I will be using on stream as well, and that will be quite intensive. But I also did spill an energy drink into my computer a couple of years ago, and some of my parts are failing because of that. Alternatively, I also have some games that are just completely being capped out. RimWorld's got its moments, but I think it's more of a software issue for that. Other games like Project Zomboid were more hardware stuff, which was wild because they shouldn't have any issues. I kind of only want you to make... What was my kibble quota? Hold on. Insulting Spree, Jane. It's fine. That one's new. That one's got Butcher Creature. That one's new. No wonder why people aren't in here. Okay, it's 1,000. Okay, cool. Well, these three are obviously the old benches, and I think these got destroyed. So let's get the butchering kibble up. Butchering and kibble up, sorry. Do it until we got... Well, not quite that. I'm trying to cap the amount of what they're using so that I'm not getting excessive quantity of stuff being made at a time. Because essentially what's kind of happening is I've got a large quantity of animals inbound at some point, and I do want to make sure that I cull them appropriately, but I don't want to waste the meat when I have a lot of meat-eating haulers in my colony. So as long as they keep the kibble around 1,000, that's fine, because I think we've got like 750 at the moment, so that won't be too much more. They'll make a little bit. As long as we've got the benches for them to cull the animals at, that would be great. Williams, mate, when you're done with that, can I get you to bring these two over and probably move that over too? And I'll grab Lincoln, mate. I got some chairs to move around in here. I want everybody to be comfy and able to hit up this production line. Now, we've got everything's coordinated. Everything's the same quantity. We got some animals in here. Did we not link that? It's allowing fresh what? Fresh nothing? Fresh nothing. Yeah. Okay, fresh nothing on that, and this one hasn't been made yet, so that's fine. As long as they can store shit somewhere, that's fine. Fine with me. Reproduction alone requires more people than my biggest colony. Well, the last location we had, like, hold on, how many benches we got here? And the non-ones. We got 28. I think we had maybe 32. So we had actually a couple more benches. If I wanted to, I could probably scoot them across the center. But, yeah, I haven't done that. I kind of tried to reduce the space in which they're cooking in this time. Like, I was going to have like a main wall through here, and I was going to have like 2 sets of doors, and they'd come in and they'd go into like a section, and it will keep it kind of cleaner and stuff. But also just for efficiency, I've tried to condense everything way more. But yeah, when you've got this many people to feed, you have to kind of be cooking around the clock. You always have to have somebody pumping out at least 4 meals at any given moment, day and night. Like, I've got people that are on, where's my schedule? So did I put what's her face on it? Yeah, I did. I've got people that are like daytime and nighttime. Everybody gets recreation together. As long as, you know, as long as they can do their task and get some recreation and get adequate sleep and stuff like that, they're mostly fine, kind of thing. But I still need to have like non-stop food production. Like, I've got fuel benches and I've got electric benches in here too. So if we have like a solar flare or an eclipse or something like that, we're still good to keep producing food, even in like a smaller reduced quantity, which would be great. I'm only just starting to get all these extra shelves built, which I don't even know if I want these specific ones in here. I'm actually thinking I want them maybe out here or elsewhere. I do want like individual shelves, at least 1 shelf or 2 shelves in here that have got wood for quick refueling, because at the moment I've got all my wood's going in here because I just needed to get the fuck out of my storage. So I can see I've got all of these turned off because I don't actively need components. I've got 28. I think this caravan's bringing some as well, maybe. It's got 2. It's not a lot. I see you, Keelan. I see you waving. What are you up to? This has probably got most of my rec stuff in it. Some of my weapons. Oh, there's bi-coded shit in here. Hold on. Where was that? I don't know if that's both of them, but get rid of that shit. Nobody will take the time to smelt that. And I probably don't have the colonist it's linked to. So there's no point in carrying it. I'll take a wild guess. I would say possibly playing War Thunder or Warframe. One of the 2, or both. And that's my guess. I also need to move some of my heaters and shit around. But yeah, at this point in time, like, I've been running this colony for a substantial amount of time, so yeah, the ongoings of this stuff is fine, but it's kind of, I've got to build a whole heap of infrastructure at the moment. That's the hard part. You also find I save a shit ton because, like, certain events happened, I just fucking roll it back. It's sometimes easier with a colony of this size. Like, Run Wild, I can't do anything about. I have a glitch where nothing I can do will retain them. Just like if I put an X on a door. Where's the door? Like if I put that, it doesn't stop my colonists from doing fucking anything. They'll still pass it through. They'll still pick up. They'll still eat, whatever. Like, they've got that. They also unpack the caravan as they're packing it. And there's other shit in there too. I just can't remember them all. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that's gone wrong by this point in time with, like, a save that's going this long, you know? As lurking as always. But I gotta admit, that wasn't my first guess. That's funny though, Killon. I had to reload a bit earlier because Xenos attacked visitors and reducted my rep, or reduced the rep with the faction from 1 to -57. Jesus. Usually that I will take on the chin. I don't mind that because I've got so much resources I can just pelt them with shit. Or I have people that can talk at a high enough level that we can go, like, smooth that shit over. So that one's fine. Like, general, like, tantrums, I don't care about. Slaughter, Berserk, all that stuff I don't really care too much about. I'll just go beat the shit out of them. Put them in hospital, whatever. The ones where they go to leave, I have shock lances on some of my people that they should be able to resolve that issue. But, yeah. If I don't have somebody walking around with a shock lance, I can't just zap them out of it. I'll just go smack them and we'll put them in hospital, whatever. If we're in a raid, I've got 21 original colonists from other maps in this colony that I do want them to survive until the landed ship quest, which is where we're headed. But, yeah, sometimes they'll die in battle and I have to choose between them and like 4 or 8 other colonists. and generally I'll choose them over the 4 or 8 other generic colonists. You know, total so far we're at 298. We had Diamond died earlier, and we had Choco join. This is Choco. She's the newest. She just decided she wanted to come and join the colony. She had nowhere else to go. So yeah, we lost one and we gained one. I also had like a caravan raid of like 30 odd earlier tonight, like at the very beginning of the night. Kind of made it hard to like get started because I'm like, I didn't have like, you know, actual like good decent sleep and shit, and I'm like, oh, I'm hoping that like RimWorld is nice to me tonight. Immediately raid attacked caravan. I'm like, oh, you gotta be shitting me. So yeah, that was something. But no, they made it out there fine. We just lost Diamond. Diamond has died so many times in battles, and I've rolled back to kind of like save the other people included that died. And this time I'm like, you know what, fucking, I know he's great medical and shit, but I think Diamond's died enough times. I think he can stay dead this time, you know? It's kind of like Delicious. Delicious dies a lot. There's a couple of people in my colony that like die a lot in battle, and so I don't kind of like, I don't try too hard with them, you know? I also do want these particular bookcases. I want them to, I guess, uninstall. I don't know if I can sell them to a trader, but if they're just plasteel, I'll just remove them. I think they're just normal, not saying that they're like excellent or anything. I don't really have space for more chests unless I wanted to put them in here, but oh yeah, this is right. We got the light bulbs made. Hang on a second. Minty? Yeah, hold on. There we go. I was gonna say, like, what? Yeah, there we go. So I was wondering if you were cheese slapping me because you couldn't cheese slap me yesterday. I'm gonna have water while this happens. Hold on.
Cheese.
Why didn't that show? What the fuck is wrong with my sound alert? Anywho. The emphasis was there, Keelan. But yeah, no, I knew that I had a bunch of redeems off yesterday. And I'm like, I wonder if you've tried to like, I don't know, wanted to redeem the cheese slap and couldn't yesterday because what the fuck was I playing yesterday? I was playing Spirit of the North. I was running around as a fox. That was cool. I will probably play the crap out of that later. But yeah. I wasn't quite sure what that game was going to be. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to turn off a bunch of sound redeems. It's fine. I also want to get medicine out of here if I can. Because, yeah, there's no medicine on the floor. I want no medicine in here. Because we had medicine being stored in here temporarily. But I have other places I want to put it. I've got the hospital and I've got the fridge. I want to put them. So it shouldn't be in here because I've probably been losing generic medicine, like what's sitting over here. It's fresh, unrefrigerated. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Spoils in 2.5 years. Okay, so I'm not losing much. Definitely not much. But I definitely want to go shove that shit in the fridge if I could. I'm lucky now. No worries, kill him. The cheese slappage has happened. Let's get the medicine the fuck out of here. Is this not merged with most of these? Some of these are merged and some of them are not. It's a mess. I moved them from other locations around the place. I haven't quite like got it perfect yet, so it's fine. Once I can actually see the ground in my storage, I think then we'll be working on that. But for like right now, it's okay. Also, I have like a missing wall here. The fuck am I doing with this? Hold on. It looks like it came out to, this should be here. I must have fucked up something when I removed some part of that, but that's okay. We had that fixed up. We got lights in here finally, which is nice. I have a light. I have a light and I have a glow light. Let's turn that white so it's bright enough. Cool, now we can see the floor. It's great. I also made this room, which I don't really know what I'm doing with that yet. Do I have a second? I have a second diamond down here. So production and shit might be a good one for that. I don't super want this to be like a tailoring spot.